Welcome guys to Hallstatt. Here behind me you can see the famous Austrian town, but you might notice that it looks a little bit different than the UNESCO World Heritage Site in Europe, and that is because I'm still here in China. And here behind me they've rebuilt the whole town of Hallstatt 101, and this is the place that we're gonna explore today. I'm still here on the other side and across the pond. This, by the way, all of this here is an artificial pond to make it look more authentic, because the real Hallstatt is actually located right next to a lake. And we're gonna walk over there now to have a look into the town. And on my way I'm gonna explain you a little bit, because this town here, this replica of Hallstatt, is built by a Chinese mining company called Minmetals. And the head of this company, the owner, went on holiday to Austria and he visited Hallstatt and he liked it so much that he wanted to bring it here to China. And that is why he rebuilt the town of Hallstatt right here. As you can hear, they're playing some music here in the background. They have some loudspeakers there, and I think that is what they think Austrian music is like. I suppose traditional Austrian music, that's what they're playing here, I assume. I haven't heard this exact music in Austria, but I take it. And down here you can rent these boats and ride around the pond. On the other side we have some children's activities right over here. But now let's go, let's see where we can actually enter the town. Yeah, look at this here, very safe. They've put some foam here so you don't accidentally walk into this stone and hit your arm. Because here in Hallstatt we have safety first. Also look at these little flowers they put in here. These are all fake flowers. Wow. So now let's go, let's see. There's a church up here behind these palm trees. Let's see how we can get up to this church and if we can enter the church. We have some signs here, some street signs, though if you notice they all say the same thing. Everything says Hallstattsee. So I think it's more for the aesthetics than actual directions. But here we can go up to the actual town, and right up here we have the church. Oh, the church is actually even open. The door is open, so I guess let's head in. Let's see what's inside. So here at the entrance we have some rabbits. It's not Easter though. Easter's already over. And that is the inside. So as you can see, we don't have any crosses, no signs of Christianity. Oh, let's be quiet because someone's sleeping right here on the bench in the church. That must be a very boring church service that people fall asleep. It looks more like a palace with like a throne up here instead of a cross with Jesus. People are actually sitting here in the front as if they were watching a church service. I think they're probably sitting there for the aesthetics. But that is the Chinese version of Hallstatt Church. Here we have actually some books in here, though as you can see if you look a little bit closer, these are all fake books. These are not real books. The world famous books, that's what this one here says. That's what we're reading here in the Hallstatt Church. Like, it is really beautiful, even with the frescoes up here, all the pictures on the ceiling. It does remind me more of a palace, of a castle than a church. So let's head back out. This over here, this very big castle-like structure, is the only hotel that you have here in the town of Hallstatt. And yeah, now let's explore the town. Some fake cherry blossom trees. And I think this is the entrance to the town. There's a few people around, it's not too busy. It's a Saturday today. And before coming here, of course, I had to read the Wikipedia article about this town. And if you open up the German Wikipedia article, it's actually really interesting because there are no citations in there, and I'm pretty sure the whole article was written by Minmetals, the owner of this whole complex. And according to them, this is one of the top tourist attractions here in the region. People from all over the world come here and visit. Ni hao! Wow, is this like a restaurant? Yeah, that seems to be like a restaurant. I think it's for like functions or something. That actually looks pretty authentic, I would say, like very, very European style. So I heard this town is actually really popular for weddings, for taking wedding photos. You cannot marry in the church here from what I know. Also, it's not even a real church and people here aren't Christians usually, so why would they marry in the church? But a lot of people come here to take their wedding photos, and I think this might be one of the places where you can have your dinner with your family, with all the guests, after taking your wedding photos. And I think now we're entering the town square of Hallstatt, China. And they've actually really rebuilt all these houses. I have to admit, I've never been to the real Hallstatt in Austria, but of course I've seen a lot of pictures, and from the pictures I've seen, this here looks actually pretty authentic, doesn't it? As you can hear, they're blasting theme park music in the background. Yeah, this whole place feels more like a theme park. There's not many people around actually. Over here we have some claw machines. What's that over here? That looks like a shop for children. You can buy toys here. Maybe we can find some Austrian toys. Ni hao. Yeah, I think it's for like painting. You can paint here. So you can also get your capybaras here. Nothing I've seen in Austria before though. Let's head back out. Yeah, I actually really like it. Like they've built these balconies here. All the windows look very authentic. I mean, they've just put like the wooden structures here on the outside. Usually in the traditional Austrian and German houses that does look a little bit different. But I mean, yeah, this is all kind of like rebuilt. Though one interesting thing from what I've read, all the upper floors are actually empty. On the lower floors you can find restaurants and shops and so on, but nobody lives here. All the upper floors are just entirely empty. It's just fake, basically. We also still have like some Christmas decorations over here. Here you can see Minmetals Hallstatt, that's the company that built this whole complex. Chocolate works. Germany, Austria, Switzerland are usually known for their chocolate. Mostly Switzerland though, Lindt and so on. Here we also have a little chocolate shop, so let's see what kind of chocolates we can find in here. Ni hao. Yeah, look at this here, little kitty cat chocolates, dinosaurs. More Christmas decoration over here. I think they keep up with the Christmas decoration all year. Here we actually have some Toblerone. I think that's Swiss. Yeah, we can get some good chocolates here, I think. Bye bye. People here are friendly, very friendly. I also don't think they've seen many foreigners here before. I actually really like how they tried to replicate the stained glasses, though they just put like a foil here, like some foil to imitate the looks of it. It's not real stained glasses though. Here we see World Cycling Lorem Ipsum. They didn't even fill out the text with real information because I mean nobody understands it anyway. Nobody here speaks English, let alone German. And over here we have another plaza. You can see all the unfinished high-rises here in the background. Large parts of this area are actually considered a ghost town nowadays, or a sleeping town, how it's often called in China, because they build a lot of these high-rises, they build a lot of towns, and they don't get filled up with people immediately. And in the West we tend to jump to conclusions and call it failed projects and ghost towns. But after a while, give it like a decade, and these buildings usually fill up. Ordos is a very, very famous example of that. let's have a look at the map over here, what else we can find. So this is where we started, at the hotel, the town center. And look up here, number 28. That is supposed to be Schloss Schönbrunn. That's actually not in Hallstatt. That's in Vienna, the capital of Austria. But I mean, I take it, it's Austria. I think it's supposed to be located up there. So let's see if we can find it. I think it is like back here, behind there. I actually really like that they put all these tables and chairs outside in the park. That is really nice. We have this stuff a lot in Europe. I think that is the castle. Or is that the castle up here? I cannot tell. It does say no visitors though. And this seems to be more like a residential area. So where's the castle Schönbrunn? Look, all this surveillance behind me here. Well, well, well. They have a biking simulator center here. Maybe we can find that instead of the castle, which does not seem to exist up here. I'm also feeling very watched with all these cameras up there. But look around, this is actually quite beautiful. Very green. I do think they did a really good job rebuilding the town. And over here, according to the map, this is supposed to be a library. So let's see if we can have a look at the library. Okay, I think this is not opened today. No library today. So instead, let's check out the area down here. It's surprisingly not many people around. It's a Saturday, and according to the Wikipedia article I read, it's like the top tourist destination, which I think is a lie, because where are all the people? Top tourist destinations in China usually get a lot of tourists, so this doesn't seem to be one of them. No wonder there weren't any citations on the Wikipedia article. Look at this though, it's beautiful. With the palm trees. It's a very tropical version of Hallstatt, I'd say. Is this a farmer's market up here? It says farmer's market. Let's see, maybe we can go in here. It does look a bit abandoned though. Yeah. Okay. So that place is not in use anymore either. A lot of places here are shut down, I noticed. You can go kayaking if you like. I don't really know if it's worth it because the space, the water is very limited. You don't have very far to go on your kayak. So I'm here down at the swan boats now, and you can see the swan boats here in China are actually electric. You don't have to use any energy at all. You just press the button and you can ride it over the lake. There's no one here to operate them though, so I'm not sure if it's open today. Feinschmecker treff punkt. There's like a little mistake here, that's supposed to be a U. I'm not complaining though, because if we would build something like this town in Europe, I'm sure we would not get all the Mandarin characters correct. This is or used to be a restaurant. I'm not sure if it's still in use. It looks kind of deserted. And here we have another one of the signposts that they seem to like here. Airport, toilets, park art. I don't think there's any airport near here. So this is basically all just for the aesthetics. I like it. Parking, hotel. Yeah, the hotel's over there. They really seem to like these signposts for the aesthetics here. And this place down here, maybe it used to be a restaurant. It's shut down today. I think maybe they didn't get enough tourists to make the business worth it. It's abandoned. So let's have a look back up here. That is actually really nice, this little garden area. The Princess Garden, I think. That here is supposed to be the Princess Garden behind me. And really nice, all these flowers here at the side of the wall. All fake flowers. I'm not exactly sure if Austrian flowers can grow here in this climate. It's very hot and humid, so these are all fake. It's very nice that they paid attention to the detail. I like it. Now we're back up here at the main square with another very useful map. You see, everyone says Hallstattsee. Very useful. So we have some post boxes here, some letter boxes at the side of the road, and here another empty restaurant. Yeah, look inside. It seems to be a big restaurant, completely abandoned nowadays. I'm actually curious if we can find any Austrian food in this town. I see they have some pretzels in there. Some bakery. Ni hao. Let's see if we can find a pretzel. Ni hao.
现在这个是没有了，已经就是
No? No, you don't have pretzels?
No?
Okay. Shishi. Okay, bye bye. So no pretzels. These pretzels they have there are fake. Ah, damn, I thought I could get some good pretzels because I actually really miss them. The hotel where I stayed at last night gave me a coupon to visit the Alice Wax Museum. So that's what we're gonna do together now. Ni hao. Shishi. So let's go in. I've never been to a wax museum before. Staring in this dude's eyes, it's so uncanny. I really feel like he's gonna move any second. This feels like a Laowai exhibition, a white people wax figurine exhibition here. All the figurines in here are Laowais, white foreigners, how they're called here in China. Here we have a king. I don't know who this lady is, but that's probably the average white person tourist coming to China here. I'm not sure. Here we have another princess. I'm not sure if she resembles like a special person or why they put the teeth like this. But maybe that is how they really see us here in China. I'm not exactly sure. Every single one though has blue eyes. This floor down here seems to focus more on popular people. Like we have Marilyn Monroe here. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger. Probably the most famous white person here in China. Not exactly sure. Look at his striking blue eyes. Like everyone else of these figurines down here, everyone has striking blue eyes. And over here we have some world leaders. We have Kim Jong-un. We have Barack Obama. And of course we have Vladimir Putin, who seems to have lost some weight. And then over here we have some more Chinese leaders now. Of course we have Mao. So apparently you weren't supposed to take any photos with any of the great leaders in there, and that's why I just got kicked out of the wax museum. So we're back down here at the swan boats. Let's continue looking around. I saw there is a glass bridge up there leading across the lake, because no Chinese tourist attraction is complete without having a glass bridge. People here seem to love that stuff. It's like the ultimate thrill attraction. So let's walk across. Over here on the other side we can see all the constructions. Here they're building more German style, Austrian style houses in front of the skyscrapers. All of this is new construction. And then on the other side we have the Austrian town. All these mountains back here, by the way, I think all these mountains are also artificial, because Hallstatt is located in front of some mountains. They spent almost $1 billion to build this whole town, and nowadays most of the shops in there seem to be closed. There's not many tourists around and it's a Saturday. So Western media often tends to call these places failed, and I don't want to say it has failed, but I also don't want to say that it is a very successful tourist attraction. But now let's look down here. Down here we have the lake underneath. It is not that thrilling, I have to say, but I enjoy the view. We made it to the other side, but I think the other side is actually locked. This doesn't lead anywhere. There's only a lot of trash over here. So I think we're gonna have to head back to town, back to Hallstatt town over this bridge. I think I've seen everything there is to see in the Chinese town of Hallstatt. Now it's time to head back to the hotel. I'm super sweaty because it is so humid here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.